Right? Well, no, Mexican. Not now! So, the way this works is you pick your villain, like Omega. And then you pick your heroes. Let's see, we are Captain Thunder. We are Star Knight. And we are also Bowman? The Raven. The Raven. Evil corporate... Yeah, that's a villain. Not Tony Stark. Hades. Yeah, but we're gonna fight against Omega. And we're gonna pick 3 heroes. You can pick up to 5, and this has multiplayer, so you can play it with friends. Or you can play it alone, and you play each hero, instead of playing just one. And then you pick an environment. So we are fighting Omega in... Far Side City. You can randomize this. Right? Your greatest hero has already fallen. What chance have you? This ends now. Onward. So, comic book style presentation with a twist, because you have the advanced, and no, not really knockoff. They are looking like that on purpose. Wolfman, yeah, it was, right. It was. That was serial music. Welcome in, Wolfman. Good to see you. They are not knockoffs. It's what's it called? Let me tell you. Give me a second. Skeletor. Yeah. So the Mutants and Masterminds role-playing game is the setting. Mutants and Masterminds is obviously based on, or with lots of impressions from actual comics with actual villains and heroes, but it's taking it to this, how did you call it? Corniness on purpose. So it's not by accident that it looks like a knockoff. It's on purpose that they designed it this way. It's a difference. There is a difference. I'm not sure why I was reading about this yesterday, and I can't find the site where I was reading about it. No, I can't find it right now. Yesterday I had a really interesting description of who was the author behind the role-playing system and so on, but I can't find it anymore right now. There are also actual comic book people working on this, like for the card game. Yeah, parody is probably a positive parody. you know. So let's start the game. So that is the Annihilist's a minion card with 7 health. Here. At the end of Omega's turn, this card deals the hero target with the lowest health 2 infernal damage. And then you destroy 1 ongoing hero or equipment card. They are evil. By Omega's command. Okay, so that's a card they played. And they are also playing the Zone of Frailty, which is a breach. So we cannot reduce damage that is dealt by Omega directly. Can't reduce it with any resistance or anything. Okay, Omega himself has 100 health. The Annihilists have 7 and the Zone of Frailty has 20. Okay. They're also playing Omega Drone. It's a device and a minion, so they're robots. This card deals 2... two targets get 2 damage. Melee damage. Okay. Right. Now Omega attacks for 2. And Zone of Frailty increases. And Captain Thunder gets 3 damage. Then the Raven has the lowest health and gets 2 damage from the Annihilists. And they can't destroy any equipment or ongoing card because we didn't have any. And now their turn. And they deal 2 damage to each, so... It doesn't matter. I can let the game choose for me if I want to. And then I acknowledge and continue. Now, we switch sides. It's our turn now, right? The next book, the next page in the comic book. And now Captain Thunder can play a card. Okay, let's see. We have minions, a breach. Well, we want to get rid of the breach, right? What can we do? We've got a shocking rebuke. When this card enters play, Captain Thunder deals each non-hero target 1 lightning damage. Redirect all damage dealt by non-hero targets to Captain Thunder. At the start of your turn, destroy this card. So it will be active until next turn. We can check all the cards, and then we choose. At the end of your turn, you may either draw a card or play a card. If you do neither, Captain Thunder deals each non-hero target 2 lightning damage and then destroy this card. Alright. So you can sort of build up by drawing more cards, or you can unleash it. Okay. The Ionic Blast. Captain Thunder deals 1 against 1 target. Yeah, the wording on the cards is a bit weird. I'm not really used to it, but it makes sense in the game. 4 damage to 1 target. And then he takes 2 damage himself. I'm not Zeus, but try this. Okay. Implacable? No. Implacable. Resolve. At the start of your turn, Captain Thunder regains 2 health. Captain Thunder is immune to damage. Okay. On the bottom of the cards, in the hand, basically, you see these little symbols. They help you figure out what these cards do and when they act and whatnot. You can check that out in the gameplay help, which is very useful. I've read through this once before the game today, and it was very helpful. It explains all the ins and outs, the user interface, and some of the game's like reference. We see start of turn, end of the turn. That's what you see on the cards, right in the bottom. These little symbols as a quick reference. If you're new to the game, you just read the cards and then decide what you want to do. So we want to get rid of everything that's on the other side of this, right? But I think the Annihilists are the first that need to go because they destroy ongoing and equipment cards at the end of their turn. And at the end of the villain's turn. And we don't want that. We want to be able to have ongoing cards. Because I've got like 4. So let's play the Shocking Rebuke. And select targets. It's not like you can deal 4 damage to one target. You have to deal 1 damage to each. So we could just pick those. Boom. And then you can let the game choose. Everybody gets damage. So 99 to go. Basically the enemy team got 1 damage each. Hey Cole, welcome. This is a physical game in the first place. They adapted it, Handelabra Games adapted it for the PC. Fortress. Yeah, Cole, it is fun. I played the previous game, Sentinels of the Multiverse. And that has 1 million DLC packages, but you can play it you can play the learn to play version if you want to see the gameplay for yourself. So Sentinels of the Multiverse Learn to Play is a demo basically where you can play a scenario. And then you can decide if you want to buy it. And this is the second game which integrates the first game also. If you have the first game, you can play the scenarios of the first game in the second game. And the second game has a better user interface, or so people tell me. It's rather basic though. If you look at the user interface, it's rather basic. It's not the prettiest, but it's clear. You always know where to look for health points or cards and whatnot. They could have done it a bit prettier maybe, but this way it is very clear. So that's positive and negative. Now, after you play a card, you use a power. That's the general go to here. Play power draw. That's how it goes in the game. For your turn. Right? The villains, they just they play their cards and then they are done. And we have our own turn split up in play a card, use a power, draw. So it's a bit different from other games as well. So, what's our power though? Captain Thunder deals 1 target, lightning damage 1. I will not get past this. It's so different from every other game. But the fact that they did it like this makes sense because you have targets that are heroes, and then you have targets that are not heroes because they are environments or devices or, you know, different things. So that's why they differentiate between hero targets and non-hero targets, and they always say how many targets first and then the damage, and I'm used to the other way around, so I'm always confused when I read it out loud. But yeah, he deals 1 lightning damage to 1 target, and then I can play an extra card. Which could also be one of the... Oh, that's going to be interesting. Maybe one of the others can... we want the Annihilists gone. Damage. Boom. There's an undo function. Oh, I can actually let the others play a card. That's awesome. Let Star Knight play a card. Starlight. You can... This meanwhile function here is something you should have in every board game adaptation. It lets you pause the current decision. This is the current decision. And you might need more information. Like how much health was left on these, or, you know. You can switch back to the board view if you want. And that's pretty cool. So while you ponder, okay, I would like to get rid of the Annihilist. They have got 5 health left. So let's see if we can deal 5 damage. 5 damage is a lot. We probably can't. 1 melee damage. You may destroy one of your equipment cards. If you do, it's an extra 2 energy damage. Now we don't want to do that. Each time a villain card would deal damage, you may redirect that damage to Star Knight. At the end of your turn, you may move 4 cards from your trash to the bottom of your deck. If you do that, either put 1 equipment card from your trash into play or play a card. Oh! Nice. Crackdown. Destroy 1 of your equipment cards. Ah, okay, so Star Knight is working with equipment cards and shuffling through the deck. Discard the top card of your deck. Draw 2 cards. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna give them just energy bash. The Annihilus get another damage. Boom. Yeah, I can't. The game tells me I can't do the second effect because there's no card in play. And then Captain Thunder draws a card, which is Shock and Awe. Ah, see, that's the one I wanted. You deal 3 damage, and then each other player may draw a card. Cool. So this would be the second player. If you play solo, obviously you are all the players. Right? We have read through this. We don't need to regain. Do we see their current and maximum health? Is that... that would be kind of important. I don't know how much health they have maximum. You can switch between current and maximum. Okay. So I could actually heal them for 2 instead of doing the other things because they are not really working yet. Yeah, let's play Combat Recharge. Search your deck for Hard Light Shield. Either put it into play or your hand. Shuffle your deck. You may move 2 cards from your trash to the bottom of your deck. Yeah. It's a cycling kind of deck they play here. The characters all play very differently. It's kind of cool. Yay! Maximum health. We also get a message from the game that we are now at maximum, because in this game you cannot gain more health than your initial maximum. And we have 2 protect and serve cards. It's kind of useless. What's our power? Melee damage. Discard the top card of your deck. Okay. The Annihilus get 2 damage. Bonk. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, and we drew another combat recharge. Okay, fine. Now the Raven. Their power is discard the top 4 cards of your deck, put 1 tactic into play from your trash or your hand. We don't have a tactic in our hand or in the trash. Oh! Sticky Bomb is good. That's 4 damage. We could knock out the Omega Drone with that. Each non-hero target gets 1 toxic damage, and then you select a hero target. Reduce the next damage dealt to that target by 2. We have both of these guys here. They can redirect target damage, right? So that works well with the Raven. That's a good synergy. We could reduce the damage they get. After you use a power on an equipment card, the Raven may deal 1 target 2 projectile damage. If the Raven deals damage this way, destroy the equipment card. Okay, so I use up an equipment. Draw a card or play 1 equipment. Is a power. Oh, okay. Interesting. They can change around some cards with the trash. If you have multiple powers in you, like if I play an equipment, I have multiple powers. That's indicated by the little P. You can still only use 1 power per turn, but it would give me options, right? So if I use the gadget belt, I can play an equipment card, which could be the smoke pellets or the bomb. So because I don't want to use the Raven's power, so we're gonna play an equipment card, which is the sticky bomb. And now we deal damage to the Omega drone, because then they are done for. Why didn't they deal 4 damage? Nemo didn't understand that. Oh, cosmic radiation surge. Okay, I really didn't understand what was going on there, so I should actually undo, but I'm not sure if I can undo from the villain's turn. Meanwhile... That's what happened. Yeah. End of turn. Draw a card. Okay, so I was now rewinding back to the start of the Raven's turn because I have misunderstood a thing here. Play an equipment card. Oh, yeah, of course. Okay. I have to play the sticky bomb and use the sticky bomb. Otherwise, it's not going to deal the damage. So, there we go. I misunderstood how the gadget belt works. Yeah, now they're gone. Yeah. When this card ends play, prevent the next damage dealt to the Raven, then destroy all other tactics. So that's one of the tactics which we can use with the Raven's power. I may play a card when this is destroyed. Yes. That's a cool card. Now, at the start of the environment's turn, each preserver artifact deals themselves 2 energy damage. I don't have any preserver artifacts. At the end of the environment's turn, also, one hero character may deal themselves 2 fire and 2 energy damage. If they are dealt damage this way, destroy this card. So one of mine can take 4 damage to get rid of this. But we don't have any preserver artifacts. So I'm gonna not take any damage. And now we have Omega's turn. Increase damage by Omega by 1. No. Evil. That's so much damage. Right? Oh, they are also their nemesis. Oh. Oh boy. Oh boy. That was a lot of damage. See, if you look at the nemesis, that's this symbol here. So if Omega has the symbol and one of my hero has the symbol, they are each other's nemesis, right? And then they deal extra damage. Crap. At the start of the game, Omega enters the Lord of the Terminus sign up. That's the sign we're looking at. They can flip over and have other effects. Cards are revealed from the top of the villain deck until 1 minion and 1 breach are revealed and put into play. Other revealed cards are shuffled back. 1 minion, 1 breach. At the start of the villain turn, if there are 6 breaches in play, Omega wins. Okay, they've got 2 breaches at the moment. If there are 2 or fewer villain targets in play, Omega flips. Omega flips only once each villain turn. Reduce damage dealt by Omega by 1. If there are breaches in play, Omega is indestructible. At the end of the villain turn, Omega deals the hero target with the highest health X energy damage, where X is the number of breaches plus 1. which is 3 currently. The other side, the flip side, when Omega is on this side, 1 breach, 1 ongoing and 1 environment card and 1 equipment card are destroyed. Then they regain 3 health for each card destroyed this way. What was the condition again for flipping? If there are 2 or fewer villain targets in play. Yeah, well, that's the case at the moment. They didn't flip. If Omega has not flipped this turn, the top card of the villain deck is played, then Omega flips. Increase damage dealt by 2. Card flipper sim, yes! Very much so. They're currently in the Lord of the Terminus side. I didn't see them flip. Well, we'll see. So, Shock and Awe is a 3 damage card. That would knock out the Annihilists. I'm a fan. Yeah, let's play Shock and Awe and nuke the Annihilists. They're annoying. Blam! Because they will otherwise destroy our ongoing cards. Search your deck for a Sword of the Star Knight. Either put it into play or your hand, shuffle your deck. You may move 2 cards from your trash to the bottom of your deck. If you do, Star Knight deals 1 energy, 1 target, 2 energy damage. After use of power on an equipment card, that's the Raven, right? Yeah. Okay. Our power is deal 1 damage. Oh, the thing with the breaches is that they have got so much health, right? But I'm gonna nuke the boss man. Oh, they get 1 less damage. Ah. So I nuke the frailty. And I can let Star Knight play a card, which is Find the Blade. And we put it into play. So we can use it. And then we can move 2 cards from the bottom of the from the trash to the bottom of the deck, and if we do that, we'll deal 2 damage to a target. Very bottom of the deck for a combat recharge and a protect and serve, I guess. That's all right. And we're gonna deal 2 damage. Yeah, he gets reduced damage. That's better. 3 damage to the zone of frailty. I didn't pick an easy enemy, by the way. Or maybe a challenging combo of heroes, but it doesn't look like we're gonna make it. Okay, now it's the Star Knight's turn, and we do an extra damage. All right. We're gonna check the shield. Okay. We move 2 cards to the bottom of the deck. And now we can prevent the next damage to a hero target. And we can deal 2 melee damage and discard the top card of the deck. Plus, yeah, 2 damage. We will need to start at some point to deal damage. Augmented burst. Move up to 3 cards from your trash to the bottom of your deck. Deals X damage. X targets 2 damage each. Oh, okay. So many targets. But there are only 3 targets in the game. Fair enough. Alright. Now, let's see. We've got the smoke pellets. We've got 2 gadget belts. Okay, let's see if I can understand the gadget belt now. We use the gadget belt to play a card, which is... I can't use the gadget belt to play gadget belt. I knew it. Smoke pellets. And we're gonna deal damage to the zone of frailty. Right. Now we used the gadget belt to pull out the smoke pellets, right? And then we dealt damage to the zone of frailty. And we drew a sticky bomb. Yeah, okay, cool. Predator apes are immune to damage dealt by environment targets. At the end of the environment turn, each preserver artifact regains 1 health, and then 1 player may draw 1 card. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for the preserver artifact to appear. I don't want to deal damage. And the Captain Thunder can draw a card. Every time we deal lightning damage for the first time, we also deal sonic damage. Omega deals each non-villain target 3 energy damage. Destroy 1 hero ongoing or equipment card. Oh, I can destroy a breach by taking 3 damage. Oh, that makes things easier. So we can destroy the destabilizing incursion. Choose for me. Protect! 5 damage averted with the shield from the Star Knight, right? That was good. They get 4 damage. They get 4 damage. The Crater Ape gets 1. Now, destroy 1 ongoing or equipment card. Yeah. I should be able to discard the top card of my deck, draw a card, and play a card. Draw a card? No, this card. Draw. Move up to 4 cards from your trash to the bottom. Yeah, that's a cool one. Starbeam. Now we can play a card. I could play Starbeam now. Meanwhile... That's 3 in the trash only. Yeah, okay. I've got 3 cards in the trash, so... I can only move 3. But 1 target would get... 6 damage. If I understand this correctly. Let's see if I understand this correctly. One. 2. Oh, 4, because we did... Yeah, okay. We just moved. Now, that's 8 damage. -1, +1. Because we still have the sword equipped. That was a good strike. All because they nuked 1 of our equipment cards. And we had that. Discard the card, cracks you up, okay. And now I can have Star Knight take a damage. 3 damage even. The shield prevents one. Destroy a breach. This one here. Now that's good to know that we can nuke a breach in between so they don't win, right? Okay, another 2 damage. Interesting. So the ape is basically not bad for us because we can draw a card. They already targeted them, so there's that. Thunderclap. It's an ongoing effect. So I would deal 2 damage and one player could play a card. But I need to get some cards back. Yeah, it's not ideal. Now I can play... Oh, I should have done it the other way around, of course. No, it's alright. I should be immune to the damage. One hero targets 1 health, 1 player may draw 1 card. Okay, cool. 3 health. Yeah, that's good. Top card into the trash, because we need cards in the trash. 1 melee damage, you might destroy 1 of your equipments. Deal 2 damage. Okay, cool. And now we can deal another 2. Yeah. It's slow progress. Ah, we can search for shield again. I don't think there's a cap how many cards you can have on your hand. That would be 1 toxic damage. He's immune. Oh, I could use the smoke pellets to protect myself. And into the shadows. You may play 1 card. Okay, let's try a protection turn. What was this? From your trash or your hand. I don't have a tactic there. So this does not make sense at the moment. So I can use the smoke pellets. I deal 1 toxic damage to, I think, the ape, the zone, and omega. And then I prevent 2 damage dealt to the knight, because we are now immune for a bit. I let the game choose. Another 8 dies. Not very effective. And you don't get any damage. Alright. The Raven's Eye. This card is indestructible. It's a Preserver artifact. Alright. So it has 8 health. At the start of the environment turn, if this card has 0 or fewer, it deals each target other than itself 2 fire damage. At the end of the environment turn, 1 player may draw 3 cards. If they do, this card deals itself 2 fire damage. Eh. I see. Now the other cards we saw make more sense. Interesting. So that was 40 minutes? Okay, yeah. Obviously I'm a fan of card games, otherwise I would have moaned about more things here, but the user interface is very functional. And the core gameplay loop of this is cool. So you can basically just fire this up, press random, and play a scenario. You don't need to do anything else. It's just you fire it up in 2 minutes, and you go and play. And it's while I am a fan of physical card games as well, there's quite some management involved in this one, with shuffling decks, putting cards on the top or the bottom of the library, or search them, and then you flip the, you know, if you're lazy like me, this is awesome because you don't need to do any of the card manipulation yourself. The game does it for you, and it does remind you of things. It does tell you everything, and you can change the pace of the game by automating some things, and that's really good. It's really, really good. As far as transferring a board game or a physical game to the PC goes, this is one of the best examples, I think, for cards. How you can do card games on a PC. This is very good. It really is very good. You're pleasantly surprised. That's awesome. On the sale, you can grab both games very cheap. Oh. One hero could pick 2 damage. Well, Captain Thunder should be immune to damage. I'm not sure if that pierces it. Let's find out. Yes, he's immune. So we can still draw 3 cards. Yeah. Now, they are down to 6. At 0, they start dealing damage to everybody. Which I could manage, actually. Alright, you bought the multiverse thing? Cool. Very cool. There are some nice scenarios in the first game. And, like in the demo version, you are in a dinosaur environment. Zone of Frailty was destroyed. Why? Oh, they flipped. That's why. Ah. Yeah, so they destroyed the breach. And ongoing and environment and equipment card are going to be destroyed now. And they get 3 health for each card destroyed this way. Ah, right. Okay. Yeah. And when the effect will be destroyed. And the smoke pellets. Yeah, and they heal. Ah, okay. Interesting. This villain is super interesting compared to the one I had in the demo was completely different. Villain targets are immune to damage from environment cards. Each time an environment card is destroyed, each villain regains health. Wow. Okay. They get damage. They get no damage. They get no damage. They get 1? No, okay. So my damage prevention turn was successful. I'm very happy about that. Captain Thunder gains 2 health. And Omega sadly is back to 99. So I have to read this again to see the conditions for flipping. So now they get extra damage. So when they flip to this side is when you want to deal damage to Omega, right? On the other side, you want to get rid of breaches. Because then they deal less damage to you. But the thing is, they flip when there are 2 or fewer villain targets. Does this count as a villain target? Probably. It doesn't need to say villain. I think these are all villain targets. Everything down here. I think that's how I have to read it. Which means I need to keep it on 3 cards they have in play. I think that's how you defeat them. And then you have to time your attacks to when they are not the Lord of Terminus, but when they are bleeding cosmic energy or whatever it's called here. Yeah. Right? That's how you have to read it. Ah, okay. Sweet. So now I realize that I did play the first bit wrong, but inefficiently. And now we could go forward and try to defeat Omega, which I'm not doing. Oh yeah! This be a smart game. So, you can start a new game and randomize. The game automatically adjusts for how many heroes are present, 3 to 5. And there are expansion packs, as you can see, there's lots. Some of it is from the first game, and some of it is for it's an expansion for the second game. These are the packs here that you can get. So, if you are done with what's in the base game, which takes a bit, you can get more. Right? So this would be Argo. Advanced is if you think the game's too easy, you can play unfair. It's not balanced. It's unfair. But if you know this game a bit better, it becomes much easier to defeat the villains. Right? So you can check out what they do before you start, or you can just, go with what the game tells you. And they are all different. They are all very, very different. So you can't just come up with one strategy to beat them all. That's not working. So this game is complex by design and increases in complexity with the number of cards available. The original Sentinels game is 18 decks. And if you install them both on the same device, this here, Earth Prime Sentinels and Multiverse Sentinels, they are combined. That is so much game. You can spend like a year on that. So if you are into card games at all, this is a good way to get one that's fun. And of course you can listen to whatever, but for a bit you have to enjoy the over-the-top cheesy music a bit. I think it's necessary. And it has multiplayer. Play it with your friends. Pretty good, I say. That is pretty